college degree got me nothing, total waste of money. Listen, we about to talk about people with college degrees and how they feel about them. The last time I looked at the statistics, it said 56% of people that got them regret getting them because they're not promised a job. They pretty much just wasted their money. And that's unfortunate, but this is what we're living through. We're experiencing this for the first time in history. Having a college degree could hold you back. We're seeing people say, hey, when you apply for a job application, don't even put that you got a degree on there. Now, we know some careers it is necessary. I'm not going to say all, but for the people that are seeking jobs right now in this current economy, it seems to be holding them back. That's the crazy part. It's holding them back, but they still got to pay that money back. Family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get it. Let's get into it.
Tell me why I went to a fashion business school. Here's my degree. I went to a fashion business school and I cannot even get a job that makes more than $17 an hour. I work for big brands. Like, I have experience working for luxury brands. I have multiple internships under my belt. I'm very smart. I'm very capable. And literally none of these places are hiring. Every single job, especially where I'm applying to in Manhattan, because it's the fashion capital of the world. I'm like, if I'm going to go anywhere, it's going to be Manhattan. I cannot get a job that pays more than like $17 an hour. Like, am I gonna be poor forever? Like, I'm just like, I can't. And people are like, just keep applying. I'm like, I've been applying every single day doing hundreds of applications. I'm about to call my school up and say that this degree that I spent 4 years trying to get, 4 years, was a waste of money.
I was being nosy and listening to a couple of girls that work at my gym's conversation, and they were talking about how they've had all these job interviews, applied to all these jobs, can't get a job. Now they have to work at a gym. Literally everyone is in this predicament. It's so frustrating. Like, everyone I talk to, they're having these interviews, sounds like it goes great, and they didn't get the job.
Right.
Who are the companies hiring then?
Nobody.
I've not heard one person say, wow, the interview went great, I got hired. Who are they hiring? Additionally, what are we doing? Serving burgers and bartending is really, really burning me out. I'm really sick of it. Do I money launder? Is that even profitable? I could not be a stripper. Pole dancing is so hard. I could never look graceful up there. I really don't know.
The fact that this girl got a degree and she's talking about she should be money laundering, be a stripper. Man, they taking it to the streets. And all of that's not even making no money no more, probably. And I want to speak on the first girl too. She said she went to fashion school. She got a degree in fashion, right? The best thing you could do if you want to get into fashion is utilize Instagram. It's simple. Learn how to market. Learn how to work reels. Learn how to run Facebook and Instagram ads. And you will thank me later. That's how I made my first $56,000 off of my clothing brand. That's how. Simple. Got the $10K a month without a problem. Within 90 days, if you learn a skill, you'll be well off into that field, I'm telling you. Getting all type of support. You'll be making more than you will probably make working for somebody else in the fashion industry. Even if you work for a top brand, because right now, these people are only making $17 an hour or just about a normal wage, really, right? Nothing spectacular. The best thing you can do is work for yourself. And $56K, not a lot. It's people making $56K per drop. It's people making $100K in an hour or a day off of their clothing brand when they learn how to market, becoming millionaires, especially the YNs. They running it up. The young people, they in their bag.
Guys, that isn't serving and bartending. How can I make some money? I've honestly had every random job in the world, so I feel like I could do anything, honestly.
You don't have a useless degree. I have a useless degree. In fact, I have like the world's most useless degree. When I graduated, I didn't really have a chance to get my degree framed, and I wanted to get it done nicely, not just like get a Walmart frame. So obviously I put it away somewhere for safekeeping. That's the spot that I chose because it's high up. It's also the spot that I chose for a cascading vine, which has now since been moved, but for several years I kept it up there. My degree came in this folder. Anyway, on top of my degree being a fine arts degree, this is what it looks like now. This shit's completely useless. On top of watering my plant, I was also watering my degree. So next time you say that your degree is useless,
My degree from UCLA is practically useless to me, and I'm sure you're wondering, Sophia, how come? You just got that thing. And I'll tell you how come. So I graduated from UCLA in June with a bachelor's in psychology, and practically all of my internship and work experience was in marketing because that's what I thought I was going to do with my life after I graduated college. But then 2 months out of college, I had this sobering realization that that was actually not what I wanted to do with my life anymore. And then of course I was very panicked by that realization because what was I going to do with my life now after everything I had done to set myself onto the right track? And so after some soul searching, I found something new. It was an industry that I didn't realize existed until that moment, but it felt like it had everything I was looking for. The problem is this is not an easy industry to get into, and generally one of the main requirements to even get into it is to have a degree related to that industry. And that I do not have. Yeah, unfortunately, psychology is nowhere near that. I also evidently don't have any relevant work experience. So here I am, a college graduate trying to navigate a career change before their career has even started and somehow get their foot into the door with no prior education or experience to back me. I'm basically starting from nothing and trying to turn that into something. I could have never anticipated this for myself when I graduated college, but here we are. It's not going to be easy, but I'd rather do it now than years down the line.
The best thing you could do if you want to be an artist, if you want to be anything, really, if you want to be something and make a substantial income, is build a personal brand. Then you can charge as much as you're worth, right? The more your brand goes up, the more popular you become, the more you can charge for your services or your products. Once again, working reels, working social media, TikTok, getting pushed through the algorithm to your ideal client or customer is the best thing you could do. She talked about getting a degree in marketing. See, you don't even need a degree. You just need to learn the skill, and you can employ yourself, or you can start your own agency. Other people will pay you. If you're skilled at it, you can always get clients, especially right now. You know how many businesses are struggling right now? If you got a fair price, people will be willing to pay you, right? You really got to do client acquisition, if anything. Do the full-blown service for them. Do everything for them from start to finish. That's how you'll be able to stay around. Not just offer one service, social media, management, the whole nine. Basically, you want to take their business over without taking their profits, right? They just pay you $1,000, $2,000 per month per client. Let's say you got 10 clients paying you $2,000 per month. That's $20,000 you making per month for yourself, working just from home or from anywhere in the world. You could become a digital nomad and work from anywhere as long as you got a laptop. Outsource and delegate your tasks. Hire people from onlinejobs.ph, Upwork, wherever you want to go to source talent, you could do that. As your company and has a need for that. You know what I mean? As you get more clients, basically.
Graduate with? What was your degree?
Elementary education.
Why aren't you teaching?
I don't like school.
Why?
I don't think it's useful. I don't think it was necessary.
What, school?
The tactics, the classroom style.
Then why not try to get into like a charter or private school that might align with your teaching style and what you think a classroom should be? Not that I would want you to teach a kid, but okay.
I just don't like it.
Why'd you get the degree?
To get a degree.
To get a degree? Why didn't you get more general degree, just like a business degree in marketing?
It was the fastest degree out of college.
That's all you cared about?
Well,
and now
I
you're just
did
being a
2.5
nanny.
years trying to do nursing, and then it was like I did not like that and was bad at it. So
Yeah,
just
no.
switched it
Even though
to elementary education just to get the degree, got the degree, and then attempted teaching a few times and did not like it. And nannying was like right up my alley.
This is what I don't understand. Why do people go to college? And I'm asking the people that went to college because I didn't go, so I'm trying to understand this. Why do people go to college to get a degree, but they don't know if they even want to be in that field in the first place? I don't understand general studies either, because what type of job can you get with that? Do it just look good on a resume, or did it used to? Because we know right now that don't matter. But I'm asking, this is a serious question. I'm trying to figure that out. Because me, once I figured out I did not want to be a physical therapy assistant, I did not continue on with going to college to become a physical therapy assistant. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure that out. She didn't want to become a teacher. She don't even like she don't like teaching. I feel like you would know that before you go and get the degree. Like, I've been to, I wasn't going to be no teacher. It didn't take for me to get the degree to figure out I don't want to be a teacher. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
And I got to prepare for like what it's like to be a mom or attempt to be, like build those skills.
Well, if you ever want to do something different, I can gift you a course career certification to change your field, something like accounting, tech, whatever you want. I can gift that to you. If you can make it through it, anyone can make it through it. I don't know if you can. I know you guys can.
Challenge accepted. Yeah, I'd love that.
Oh, okay. You just let us know then.
Now I'd let you know now. Yeah.
If you still going to school for graphic designs, you live in a completely different world. You are out of the loop. You don't know that AI is a thing. You must not if you still going to school for graphic design. When artificial intelligence can make a design within like 10 seconds. You got websites like Canva. You can get on Canva and perfect that skill and advertise that. You don't need a degree for that. 2, let me say this as well. Why do people go to school for fine arts? When was the last time you heard of an artist? I'm not talking about a musician. I'm talking about the last artist that I heard of was, the only ones I know is Basquiat, Picasso. I don't know nobody becoming the greatest artist. If so, they use social media and they reached out to a celebrity or something like that. Like I know, I can't even think of his name, but it was a guy who got a painting to, I think it was Drake, and another guy did a painting for Chris Brown. And he blew up like that because he had social proof that he did work for a celebrity. Another guy blew up during the pandemic. He was doing portraits of people. Like, you know, he painted pictures of people and he blew up because he was skilled in that. Also, blew up through social media. Why are you getting a degree for that? You don't need a degree for that. I never know nobody say, yeah, I work in fine arts and they pay me X amount of dollars per hour. I mean, I never met nobody that does it. I could be wrong, but I don't think you need a degree for that.
Degree in software engineering is not what it used to be. 4 or 5 years ago, when your great aunt asked you what you were going to major in college and you said software engineering, and she replied, oh, you'll always have a job with that major. My husband helps a lot of recent college grads land roles in tech, and what he's seeing over and over again is engineering students transitioning to something like tech sales. Reason being, a lot of college programs for engineering are not as rigorous as they used to be, which means that grads are graduating without the competency to excel in an entry-level software engineering job. On top of that, a lot of their work is getting automated by AI. And then what he actually sees most commonly is people come to terms with the reality that being a software engineer is long 10-hour days, minimal human involvement, fixing back-end code in some company's security software. If that's your jam, that's awesome. Software engineering could be a great role for you. But if that sounds like your worst nightmare, then it might be time to pivot. What's cool is sales is a great way to get that human involvement, but then still have a foundation in tech, which for a lot of people, that's why they were interested in software to begin with.
I just graduated from community college with my dance degree. Yeah.
Full bachelor?
Here we go again. A dance degree. When is the last time you've talked to somebody and they say, hey, yeah, my job is being a dancer? When they say that, you thinking exotic dancer. You thinking, oh man, okay, I already know what you do. You're doing something a little strange for a little change on the side to make you some extra money, and you're stripping, right? You could be a dance coach, right? You could be a dance teacher. Yeah, maybe that's still around. Maybe people are still choreographers, but that's rare even. I think you got to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody to become a choreographer for Beyonce or somebody, you know what I mean? I didn't even know all of these degrees existed, man. She has a dance degree. Wow.
Oh, I got an associate's.
Associates in dance?
Yeah. And
What are we going to do with that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See? Okay, that's cute.
Well, you know, it's the whole thing. It's like, fine, you know, go after your passion and everything will work out.
So, said that?
I guess myself, yeah.
And you want to stick with associates in dance? We don't want to go back. We don't want to... Because I assume you have a decent amount of gen eds under your plate.
Yeah. I was thinking about going back to school for a certificate for barbering. So that's like, because I wanted to do cosmetology before, like as a career before dance.
Well, I thought you said you really wanted to be paid high.
I do, but I just need something to do Like, I
No,
guess
no,
in
no,
my
no, 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 no,
20s.
no, 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 no. Something to do in your 20s. Build a career. Don't just, if we're just looking for something to do, that doesn't mean it has to be going back to school and borrowing more money. That's not the only thing that can be done. Listen, and I'm totally down for it. If you have a career path you want to go down, if there's things we want to do, totally okay. Let's do it. Let's figure out how to do it. You're just trying to figure out something to do in your 20s. That's we don't get a temporary degree, temporary certification.
I feel like I don't know.
You need to take career quizzes or something, because you're the thing you just said, you want to make money.
I'm honestly convinced that people are going to college just for the experience, because there's no way that they're making any money off of their majors, man. Because, like, as a junior, I'm having conversations with a lot of my classmates about what their future plans for college are gonna be. What the hell are you gonna do with a communications degree, fam? Fuck is that for? Like, yeah, man, I know how to say hello and shit. What the hell? Like, we're really dropping $40,000 on this fuck-ass degree just so you can contract AIDS by a college girl and join a frat? Yeah, there's no way you're serious. Like, the more and more I talk with these people, the more I'm realizing that half of these people don't have any idea what the hell they're gonna do with their lives. Like, these dudes are applying to Ivy League schools planning on majoring in theology research. Like, my guy, you're gonna make tons of money with that degree. Working at McDonald's, fuck out my face! Just walking into universities with these dumbass majors like Latin. Nobody uses that shit anymore. Like, a lot of these dudes that are going into college with these useless ass degrees are gonna get no motherfucking jobs. Like, all these computer science majors are all working at fucking Olive Garden, man. They're making me my chicken Alfredo as we speak. But also, this is my humble opinion. Depending on the thing that you're majoring in, that also depends on what school I'm gonna pay for. Like, if you're trying to become a teacher, why the hell do you want to go to Harvard for that shit, bitch? You're going to the local community college. Fuck out of my face. Like, if you want to be a doctor, sure, go to those big expensive colleges. You want to be a lawyer, sure, go to Harvard Law. But if you're trying to apply to Princeton, majoring in communications, your bitch ass better sit the fuck down and go to the local state college, you bitch ass motherfucker. Like, my child can respectfully suck my big ass balls, man, if he thinks I'm gonna pay for any Ivy League school just for him to get these useless ass degree. Like, if...
Yeah, man. When I thought about it, even though I failed the ACT test, I was like, I'm not going to college, right? When we was taking that test, I was circling random answers I already knew. But when I contemplated going, I for sure was going to go to community college. I'm going to the cheapest one, for sure. And I need a Pell Grant. I need this to be covered. I'm not trying to pay nothing out of pocket if I don't have to. When I applied for another school, I thought it was community college, but it was a university, right? They was like, yeah, you're going to have to take out a loan. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm not taking out nothing. College plans denied. Access denied. I am not going. You're not going to access my credit score to fund a degree. I'm good on that. I'm straight. I figure it out. I'll get it out the mud before I do that. That was my thoughts for real. I'll struggle and struggle and struggle again until I figure out a way to monetize myself.
Son ever comes up to me and says, Dad, I want to go to Yale, majoring in English, I'm slapping the shit out of him. Like, motherfucker, am I not speaking English to you right now, you dumb bitch? What are you talking about? Like, why in the fuck is that even a major, man? English? I'm speaking English to you right now. Fuck are you gonna learn by majoring in English, Dad? I learned how to say hello in 3 different formats. What the fuck? And that's what I mean. I swear to God, a lot of these dudes don't put any research into the majors that they're majoring in, man. They're just choosing whatever the fuck they want because all they're thinking about is hooking up with chicks and joining a frat. And then later on in life, they're going to realize how much they screwed themselves because they're going to be working at Burger King making $25,000 a year. They have 3 STDs and they have $30,000 of student loan debt because they majored in fucking art. Like, yeah, man, go paint ketchup packets all over the burger buns, man. Give me a number 3. And like, I want to feel bad for them, but I can't because when you major in stupid shit like Roman literature, that's how you become a janitor at a middle school, bro. Like, I can't feel bad for you. So, like, go out there and chase your dreams and major in whatever the hell you want. Just be prepared to make my Caniac combos, you bum-ass motherfucker. But, yeah, guys, please join my Discord and YouTube. Link in my bio. Okay, bye.
I've had to explain this to a lot of people, but an MD degree is useless without a residency spot. So people think that once you go to medical school and get your MD degree, you're officially a doctor and can be a doctor, but you have to go to residency training. And residency training is where you get trained in a specialty of your choice. And sometimes it's not really your choice. So If you are applying to a competitive specialty and maybe don't get the good board scores or extracurriculars or research or things like that, you may not match into that specialty. And if you don't match into your specialty, then you're essentially unemployed and you only have a few choices. So you can either reapply the next year and take a year of unemployment doing other types of work, or you can look at a non-clinical jobs. I know some people who don't go to residency do consulting, work in pharmaceuticals, things like that are non-clinical, but you cannot work as a doctor with an MD degree, which I think is shocking to a lot of people. So essentially, even if you get an MD degree, you are not classified as a doctor and you cannot work in clinical settings unless you go to residency. And some unfortunate people never match and never work as a doctor because of this.
Yo, so family, this is a serious question. If you went to college, did you go because your peers went, your friends' family went, or because you wanted to go, or because other people wanted you to go? That's the question I want to know. Because I hear a lot of people say they only went because, their people wanted them to go. But I know me, even in school, okay, listen, in kindergarten or first grade, it was one of the two. They had these books, and this is where they ask you what you want to be in life, right? It was all of these different books with different careers you could have. This was around the time that they bring the parents in and the parents talk about the jobs that they have, right? They bring in the firefighter and they bring in the police officer and all of that, right? When they showed us those books, none of those really fit what I wanted to do. I'm like, I don't want to do none of this, right? I was the kid that the teacher probably say, my dreams are impossible. It's not going to happen, right? You got to be more realistic. Even my parents, they used to say that. Got to be more realistic. I'm like, if somebody did it before, it's realistic. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible. That was my thought process. So, I just always kind of knew that I never wanted to do something traditional. It was kind of against the grain. It was against the norm. It was considered unrealistic. So I just want to know what made people go from wanting to follow their dreams to wanting to do, I guess, something traditional. Like, did you want to do that? Because if you're doing what you want to do, then that's what's up, if you're doing what you want to do. But if you're just doing it because other people enticed you to do it, then that's different. And I want to know, what stopped you from doing what you wanted to do and persuaded you to do what others wanted you to do. But yeah, family, drop a comment below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I appreciate you. Peace. And to my Hebrew fam, shalom. I will catch y'all on the next one.